Water song. We began in water, in dark teal and hot floods of wanting, the glimmer of sea kelp, birth of scales from constellation. Fish were first, then seal and whale came. We curled ourselves along the crested wave, hungry for breath. Orca Brothers. Tasked with protection, we grew slick and deadly. Teeth bloomed at the root, knives from throat flesh. Our first breath was death-dealing, sinking ivory into thick stomachs of seal relatives. This was to warn them not to thin the salmon. How we killed them, how violent the work was. Still nothing could have prepared us for you. Cedar woven dress at Seattle Art Museum. The year I am born, they carve a maiden from the trunk of an ancient tree. My great-grandmother does the blessing, dressed in cedar, hands to the sky, feet in the tide, palms up, palms full of story. The maiden marries the sea, becomes ocean and sea kelp for him. A promise of fish returning, a union of abundance to keep her people from starving. I am born lonely, an inheritance of grief and wanting, muscle memory of seashell, and the fear of ever going hungry. For years, we swap the story. I watch the bones of her cheeks as they sink and star into barnacle. Everything dies eventually. I say it out loud to an empty gallery, words echoing museum white against a glass case, encased inside the dress, cedar woven and donated. Every day I present to the shape of her my accomplishments, everything I've ever done, an offering. Pages, heartbreaks, trophies, degrees, awards, a stillborn. The display creates an illusion of body, ghost-like, the form filling up with nothing. I punch my fist through the glass as the alarm begins its screaming. And the people come running from the beach up the stairs to see me torn apart and bleeding, skin shredded, knuckles cut open and sparkling as they splinter like rubies against the glass. And I drag myself through the broken opening, clothing ripped, body gutted and glistening like fish. What's left is practically nothing, skeletal, bone wet and shining. I crawl inside and the people are surprised when I don't slip into it. The dress, the cedar woven shape of her. They don't understand I never intended to fill it. Instead, a body cut like a promise, blood ribboning, I curl into her would-be arms. Like a baby, like I used to be. The memory of being held by something like oceans, like language, like story, like grandmothers and whales and maidens who give themselves up freely to the deep to keep their people from ever going hungry. Sockeye. She was taken, legs splayed open, raked into waterfall. Spread the maiden into scales of fish. Watch all the gifts rain down for you. Not all legends are easy.